All right, welcome to Circle of Life Support Group. Thank you so much for those that have joined. I am so happy you're here right now. You can only hear my voice, and that is on purpose. You might be hearing some music in the background, and if you like the music, I encourage you to get out of your seat and start moving your body. Virtually, people. Yes, we're on the internet. 2023. Okay. So, like I said, we are going to be moving our bodies. So, just so you realize, we are not done.
Knowing when to push pause.
We are not done dancing. That was just the warm up. I'm going to introduce to you what Circle of Life is, and then we're going to do some more somatic work, which is a fancy term in the healing space about moving body, moving stuck energy. And there's a saying in New York, and I'm not really sure if a lot of people know this, but you know, on Sundays, people go to church, but on Sundays in New York, people go dancing. And so I've lived in New York for 7 years now, taking a little bit of a break, but I've lived there for 7. It's been, I think I'll take these out. I don't think I need that. I hope everyone can hear me good, and can give me a heads up if you can hear me good. Let me know if you cannot hear me. And it's okay if you're not on camera. I get it. Maybe some of these things, are difficult to do at first. I think we have 2 first timers at a Ruby Jade Rituals event. But these types of events maybe are new for people. I've been in the healing space now for 4 years. I've been a certified astrologist for 4 years, and I've been doing this work, and I've been to many, many events. So I've had inspiration from many, many different people. And just recently, I went to an event from a business coach of mine. Her name is Natalia Benson, and she used to be a DJ. And she really is into getting people out of their seats and moving and getting kind of that stuck energy out. Because, look, a lot of us that are on the call, some of us that are not, um, sit in a chair all day. That's what we do for work. We look at a screen, we sit in a chair all day, and it's not like the best thing for our soul, our inner child. We might be working with people that we don't really like. Maybe we have a boss that we don't really agree with. And we had to sit in that chair all day, look at that screen all day, and we might want to go outside and have a rage scream. So unfortunately, having a rage scream is like you're gonna be looked upon as like someone that's a little like has lost their marbles. Too bad that we can't just normalize a rage scream. I used to talk to my coworkers at Cafe Mogador all the time, and my manager, I would say, "Is it okay if I go out for a scream before I get my next table?" Um, because I mean, sometimes we just need to get rid of that stuff, like whatever it is, whether it's sadness, anger, anxiety, um, maybe we're really happy, but we need to like move the energy. So that's what somatic work is, moving the energy. And dancing is actually one of those things. Dancing is really important to me. That's how I met my significant other who is on the call. And I've met many friends dancing, and I've always liked to dance. Um, I used to be on a dance, I guess it's a team. I don't know. I did dance classes. Not a fan of that. Um, Loved my 1-2 step ladies at Crestview Middle School. And I loved being an all-star cheerleader for Spirit Elite and Cheer Legends. But the dancing that I really like is when you're in front of a DJ. That's the best. The first time I ever went to a show, it was when I was interning in New York, and my British roommate at the time decided that we needed to go out. And we both put on a dark lip like this, and we went to a club that no longer exists in New York called Output. And it was probably one of the best nights that I can think of when I think of New York, because I was exposed to this scene for the first time. And it's the underground party scene. And of course, with that, you have substances. However, as time has gone on, I've gotten away from those, but I've never lost that passion I have for this type of music. This music is very moving. I've talked about it with my hypnotherapist, Leo Max of Restorative Hypnosis, about this particular music. So, what we're going to do is we are going to listen to some more DJ music. And it's meant to get you out of your seat. It's meant to have you move your body. And I want you to get rid of everything that's maybe holding you back to have true fun, true joy this holiday season. Because Circle of Life is all about life's ups and downs. And when we get together in Circle of Life, we talk about how society pushes certain things on us, whether that's, having Thanksgiving dinner with family members that we don't really mesh well with, whether that's maybe working a job that we're not passionate about. Whatever it is, at Circle of Life, it's an opportunity to open up and to talk about things that are tough. But before we do that, before we get into circle of life, I want to go back to like the intro. And this is my first time. So if the first little introduction didn't really go through, my name's Kenzie Dolan. I am the owner of Ruby Jade Rituals. This is a Circle of Life support group, and I am so happy you are here. Today is the first day of Sagittarius season. How is everyone feeling? A couple people are here, but they're off camera, and I know that they're here, and that's totally cool if you want to stay off camera. If you want to be on camera, though, that's the best. That is the best. But I have two people here. I have a Aquarius and a Pisces. Okay, so Pisces in the room. We're in Sagittarius season. This is mutable energy, baby. Like, we are here to pivot. We've gotten out of Scorpio season. That's my season. It's right here on my necklace. And it was Scorpio season. I mean, I'm a Scorpio stellium. I talk about that a lot. So for me, I liked it. I always like it. But it was a big one because we had an eclipse. And that eclipse cycle with Scorpio and Taurus closed up. So it kind of feels like we are rising from the ashes. And I do have a course called Rise from the Ashes. And we're kind of getting out of the underworld, and we're in Sagittarius season. It's a fire sign. That's why we're orange, and it's a mutable sign. So that's why I talked about it being, being able to pivot. It's an adapting sign. And we really, really need that during the holidays. 100%. 100%. Because when we go to these holiday functions, everyone's acting like everything's okay, but we all know, I mean, the Scorpios in the room and the Pisces in the room and the Cancers in the room know that everything's not okay. That's just the way it goes, but that's society. We have to go to these functions and kind of act like everything's fine. And, we're privileged to be able to do that. I'm not saying that we're not privileged to do that, because we all know that in other parts of the world, like Israel and Palestine and Ukraine and Russia, and even in Congo, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that is not nice. So sitting through a Thanksgiving dinner with relatives that we kind of are iffy about, I guess it's doable, but on a soul level, it does kind of kill you. Now, if you're coming from a family that you all get along, then wonderful. Congratulations. That's amazing, and I'm happy for you. But for those that are going into family functions where they're a little bit, let's do something about it. Let's get up out of our chair, and we're going to start dancing. We're going to do that somatic movement. So I just got back from Colorado. I had a glorious time, glorious 3 weeks, thanks to a relative of mine. And, I'm happy to be back, but it's always hard to leave Colorado. Colorado is the best. In fact, I almost moved there before I moved to New York City. And when I was in Oregon this past summer, I found this DJ that I really, really liked when I was driving to Cannon Beach from Portland. And the DJ is called Lane 8. I think I don't know if it's it or him, but he's a guy. His DJ name is Lane 8. And I just loved his music. And I found a sunrise set of his on a lake in Colorado. So we're going to be moving to a song that I really, really like. And we're probably going to do this for 3 minutes. And then we'll be going into the real portion of Circle of Life support group. And then if anybody's interested, I'll do mini readings. And if not, then I'll just talk about my holiday savings. Okay. And I love a good deal. I bet you love a good deal. I mean, yeah, I got some deals, so I want to share them with you. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play that music, and hopefully you can hear me well. And we're going to get going. Alrighty. This to me is kind of like the journey from Scorpio the Sagittarius. Sun just did that. Moon is in Aries. We got a fiery sky tonight. I want you to get up and happy body. Okay? I'm gonna move my body too, but I'm gonna put something on. Right? There's a lot of fire in the sky. I don't have a lot of fire in the chart. Fun fact. No water. Well, I got water, earth, and air in the big three. You don't know what a big three is? You care about my list. Alright, here we go. Alright, I let my dog in. He loves to dance. There. Hey. If you're not out of your seat, you're missing out. I want you to snap your fingers. Snap your hands. Oh. Alright. Should be able to hear it. I'm going to see what people like. You're probably Let's go! I will take off my sunglasses. It would be more fun if I put them on all night, but I think it's better that I take them off for the serious part. Hope you like that. I think it's important to kind of show you that obviously, I know how removing stuff from your body is so key, but I don't like to exercise. I don't like to do exercise classes. I think that dancing and walking are about the only things I really like to do nowadays when I'm 32. So take this ritual with you, even in tomorrow when maybe shit hits the fan. That's what I would have to say. Alrighty. I'm gonna move out of the music portion and we're gonna go into the circle of life portion. This is a new idea of Ruby Jade Rituals where I just think it's very important to be real. We're living in a really interesting time right now. I think that people kind of forget that all this stuff is going on, like whether it's a war or a natural disaster or maybe a mass shooting. And I know this is all heavy stuff. This is like, whoa, we're not talking about like a newborn or a college graduation or somebody celebrating their anniversary. I get it. My head's in the gutter, but I think that, you know, there's almost like there's two worlds right now. And I've talked a lot about it with people that are in this community, whether they're learning or they're teaching me. And we all kind of agreed that like it's like two worlds are existing right now. It's like the people that are awake and the people that are asleep. And I like to work with people that are awake. I like to work with people that don't sweep things under the rug. And I like to just be real. I mean, that is a part of who I am. That's my husband's middle name. And I like being real. I think it's really important to be real. And when we're real and we confront things, we can transform them, which is all about Scorpio season. If you're intimidated by that sign and you think it's really strange and you're spooked out by it, just realize that that sign is all about course corrections, transformation, all that stuff. Okay. So now we're in Sagittarius season. We've gained a lot of wisdom from being in the underworld, from digging and digging and digging and digging in that cave in Scorpio season. And we need to spread that knowledge. So what I say Sagittarius is like, it's like the fire sign that's holding the torch. And I have a Sagittarius in my life right now. I'm working with a Sagittarius right now. And she is amazing. Like she is the real deal when it comes to Sagittarius. And when I think of her, I think of enthusiasm and I think of someone that's just brilliant and incredible. And it's fun because she has both Scorpio and Sagittarius. And it's really cool. And I really want you all to be aware that this person is on the rise. She is rising from the ashes. And she's a mentee of mine. And I'm very, very proud of her. So, what I would like to talk about today is something that is, I think, so important when it comes to the holidays. We might sit around the table and talk about the weather, or your older siblings are talking about their kids being in accelerated math programs, whatever it is. Or like, let's say like people are just talking about football, but then we have somebody at the table that actually really wants to talk about the real stuff. And the real stuff could be anything. It could be the wars that are going on. It could be the fact that, interest rates are high. It could be the fact that, is it right to bring a child into this world right now with the state of it is that it's in? It could be any of those. It could be somebody that's talking about, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. Somebody that's coming out of the closet that's queer. That happens on Thanksgiving. That happens on Christmas. That happens on Hanukkah. That happens on New Year's Eve. That happens on Kwanzaa. Okay. These hard discussions are always coming up during the holidays. because everybody's wanting to know what's going on in your life, whether it's friends, family, who knows? It could be a stranger. And I've definitely talked to homeless people in New York City around the holidays. And I think, it's an important thing to do. I mean, at one point, my grandfather, Joe Dolan, was homeless. So every time I see a homeless person, I think of him and I want to be there for those people. So I've given them money or food around the holidays. I think it's kind of important. And honestly, some of those conversations have been remarkable. So wherever you are in the world, wherever you're listening, if you're listening to the playback too, like you can do this even tomorrow before these festivities begin, is I want you to think about what holidays mean to you. Do they mean are they all about presents? Are they all about food? Or are they all about connection? In my opinion, holidays are all about real connection with people. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen as well, again, and I don't know if you'll be able to see the video, but you'll at least be able to hear the you'll hear the audio, which is more important than anything. It's a 4-minute video, and I'm going to let it play. And hopefully you can see the video, but if not, I just want you to listen. I want you to use your ears. And I want you to see what comes up for you if you have any feelings when you listen to this, okay? And we will come back.
Something I've been wanting to talk to you both about. I know this is a difficult conversation, but I care about you both very much. And I know that you care about each other very much, and that's why it's important that we set these boundaries moving forward so we can build an environment where we all feel comfortable, trusted, and open to sharing our feelings. Feelings. Jesus. The truth is, for so long, I'd forgotten what those even were. I've been stuck in one place. In a cave, you might say. A deep, dark cave. And then I left some egos out in the woods, and you came into my life, and for the first time in a long time, I started to feel things again. I started to feel happy. But lately, I guess I've been feeling distant from you. Like you're pulling away from me or something. I miss playing board games every night. Making triple-decker Eggo extravaganzas at sunrise, watching westerns together before we doze off. But I know you're getting older, growing, changing. And I guess, if I'm being really honest, that's what scares me. I don't want things to change. So I think maybe that's why I came in here, to try to maybe stop that change. To turn back the clock, to make things go back to how they were. But I know that's naive. It's just not how life works. It's moving. Always moving, whether you like it or not. And yeah, sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's sad. And sometimes it's surprising. Happy. So you know what? Keep on growing up, kid. Don't let me stop you. Make mistakes, learn from them. And when life hurts you, because it will, remember the hurt. The hurt is good. It means you're out of that cave. But please, if you don't mind, for the sake of your poor old dad, keep the door open 3 inches.
Okay. Did anybody shed a tear? I hope so. I love tears. I think all water signs like to cry. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And you know what? Like crying is actually a release. So, um, I think it's a beautiful thing when we have emotion. I don't know if anybody heard my dog in the background, but he was loving the video, loving it. So that's from Stranger Things, and that episode released a long time ago, and it was in 2019, and it released on July 4th. And that's Shaq's birthday. It was my other dog's Cash's birthday, but it was also my nephew Fitz's due date. And so Fitz was born early and he passed away on June 7th of 2019. So when that episode released, Fitz had already passed. And so watching Stranger Things was pretty much the only thing I could do during that time. It was very tough. And that was a holiday. That was a holiday. We're talking about holidays right now. That was a holiday. Independence Day, 4th of July, whatever you want to call it. We're celebrating the United States, I guess, becoming a corporation. I don't know if people realize that, but it was signed as a corporation. It's a country, but they wanted it to be a corporation, which is probably why America is one of the best places to be an entrepreneur for sure. But anyway, this video moved me so much on July 4th, 2019, or whenever this episode came out. And I use it so often. I use it for my healing. I use it for my clients' healing. I use it for It's Not Really Over, my other course that's about death, dying, grieving, and learning about the afterlife. It is monumental in a lot of the things I do. And it's coming from a TV show. That's when you know healing can be simple and it can be fun. I showed you the fun part. I showed you that you can move. You can use somatic movement. I showed you the easy part. It's a show you can watch on Netflix. Look, your healing journey can start right now, today. But what I love that he talks about in this video, Hopper, this is a letter to Hopper 211, is he's talking about feelings. And he's talking about how it's been really difficult for him to talk about his feelings. And I think I have 2 men on the call right now, Nico and Nick. I know that they're going to remain muted just because they're not the most comfortable with these events. That's okay. I like that they're here. I like that they're trying something new. But I think as men, it's hard. It's hard to show your feelings. It's hard to be emotional. Women, if you're leaning into your masculine side, it's difficult for you to also show feelings. But women that are embodying their divine feminine, their yin energy, or men that are embodying their yin energy, they can show their feelings and they're not ashamed of it. When we get into the holidays, I think that they're emotionally charged days, 100%. I could debate you all night long. And it can be difficult. It can bring up some really hard memories. Maybe things have happened around the holidays where your loved one is not living anymore. Imagine that. Imagine how Thanksgiving would feel if your spouse had passed away, or your child passed away. Or let's say you just lost grandma, or you lost your dad a year ago. Think about how those people are experiencing the holidays. And then we'll take it a step further. We'll think about psychological deaths. Let's think about the people that just lost their job right before Thanksgiving. Let's think about the people that just went through a breakup. Let's think about them on Thanksgiving. Let's think about the people that are being bullied at school. There's a lot of scenarios I could list off, and I'm not going to go through all of them because we got to stay on time. But I mean, there is a lot of scenarios. And I am just really, really thinking of all those people because I have been in your shoes. I have been in your shoes. And so, what I really want for the people that are in this call right now, but maybe that watch the replay, I want you to really let your feelings come to the surface tomorrow. And remember that feelings could be good or bad, black or white, it doesn't really matter. They could be gray. But feelings are colorful, and that's how our world, like, there's change. And all the things that are going on in the world, if you don't like them, allowing your feelings to come through in a healthy manner, whether it's moving or watching a TV show or working with somebody that's a professional, it's important. And I love what he says about the hurt is good. When you feel the hurt, you know that you're no longer in that cave. And I'm going to tell you a story about a cave because I'm a Scorpio. I work with a Scorpio hypnotherapist. And when we did my deep dive, the visual that I was in for about like 3 hours was this cave that I've been living in for a long, long time. And if you're on my email list, you kind of know what I'm talking about. I touched on the fact that, I'm a different person, not just because I went from my 20s to my 30s, but literally because of all the astrological stuff going on. I mean, the eclipse cycle after eclipse cycle, and the fact that I had a Saturn return. And this cave that I saw in this meditative state on this hypno journey was so symbolic of this transformation that I've had in the last 5 years. It's incredible. I mean, there's just so many things that I've done that I maybe have regretted. But I'm here. I'm still here. And I got out of the cave. And so I wanted to send that message to anybody that's in a cave right now that you can definitely get out of it. So just remember that life is always moving, like Hopper said. It's changing. And sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's painful, but other times it's happy, and other times it's surprising. So just take that into your holiday season. Take that into the rest of your days until we get into the winter holidays. And honestly, I've been working with a lot of people, and just some of the older healers that I work with. One is born in 1957, the same year as my mom. she's been talking about a pink light and sending that pink light to everybody, even our enemies, because all this dark energy that's going on right now, it has to stop. And I truly believe, sorry, Nick and Nico, that women are the ones that are going to stop it. So with that, I have an oracle deck. It's called There Are No Coincidences Tank. It's by Aliza Kelly. She's one of my favorite astrologists. She lives in New York. I got to wait on her at Cafe Mogador. I met many people in the healing space at Cafe Mogador by being their waitress. It was really cool. And she was one of my favorites. I met her and her significant other and her friend, and it was very tank because I was thinking that I wanted to go to her event, her book signing, this release, and I was unsure. And after seeing her, I was like, there are no coincidences. I am going to Aliza Kelly's launch. And so I went, she got to sign my book. So what I'm going to do right now for Circle of Life support group, I'm going to pull a card. I've been pulling the same card all day, the ghosts card. So I would like to see what comes up for the group, for the people that are here right now, but the people that are watching, that are also watching the replay, because a lot of people couldn't make it or didn't know how to log in. So I want to give the replay to people, and I want to have more of these. So what does the collective need to know? And by the way, Aliza Kelly could possibly be in labor right now. She is about to have her first child. It's a girl, and she's gonna be a Sagittarius. I'm a part of her constellation club. We didn't know if it was gonna be a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. So sending her really good vibes, the pink light right now. She's an amazing leader, a Jewish American, doing incredible work, so poetic in her writing. What does the collective need to know, Aliza? And I just shuffled the deck millions and millions of times, and I still got this card. This really wants to come forward right now. And I think it's perfect because I'm an astrologist that talks about death all the time. I'm always talking about death. You can find me in a graveyard. If I go missing, go look at the community graveyard. I'm probably in there. So what this says, I'm gonna read it right now, but before I do that, I want to show you. Hello, Kenzie. You are amazing. Thanks, Aliza. So this is what the card says. This is about part of the threshold card, and that's the orange category. Goes really well with my sweater. And got this in Breckenridge, by the way. Love it. Anyway, ghosts, thresholds, and the key words are spirits, imprints, ambiguity. Ugh, I butcher things sometimes. Reconciliation, and the tank things are footsteps, chills, whispers, obsessions, apparitions. So here we go. Ghosts certainly know how to make an impression. Whether or not you believe in ghosts as literal manifestations of the dearly departed, these supernatural entities are powerful expressions of emotions. We process grief, sorrow, shame, and regret through ghosts, as well as our collective fascination with and of fear. Oh, it says, sorry, as well as our collective fascination with and fear of death. That's what it means. Sorry. Oopsies. Both bewildering and terrifying ghosts are directly linked to our psychological well-being and accordingly enable us to peer into the subconscious through an otherworldly lens. Hypnotherapy work is all about subconscious work. And so this is the interpretation. Are you being haunted, or are you the one doing the haunting? The presence of the ghost card doesn't necessarily mean that spirits are drifting around your dwelling, although it most certainly could, and I believe there are some spirits with me right now. The ghost card speaks to yearning, attachment, and unresolved connections. What makes ghosts different from other mystical entities is that the energy is specifically linked to the past. Ghosts are attached to history and likewise demand that we recall these events, experiences, and individuals. Indeed, when this card shows up, consider what lingering circumstances still need to be resolved and take the appropriate action to bring closure. After all, the best way to deal with ghosts is make peace, recognizing that these spiritual entities or powerful memories peacefully coexist with our present day realities. Whatever happened has already occurred. There's nothing to fear. I think that it's an amazing message to close Circle of Life support group out. We're at 7:51. We began right at 7. Probably in these next 9 minutes, quicker than that, I'm going to tell you about my holiday savings. So, this is what it is. If you buy a reading with me, any reading, whether it's astrology, numerology, astrogeography, whether you sign up for a coaching package or you sign up for a mentorship certification program, which means that you study astrology with me in hopes of becoming a certified professional astrologer, someone that can give readings to other people. That's probably been my favorite thing that I've done this year. But anyway, I love my readings. I love my Ruby Jade astrology readings or the alchemy readings, which is a combination of astrology and numerology. And astrogeography is kind of a new thing as well. It's when you take the astrology chart and you put it on the world map. I also have been helping people like select dates for their weddings. And I just really love astrology. It's the best ritual out there, in my opinion. I love it. Obsessed. That's why I have dedicated so much time, energy, and money to it since 2019. But I've always been fascinated in it. So if you buy a reading with me, you get one of my 3 courses, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's not really over, Rise from the Ashes, or 12. You get it for free. That's it. You buy a reading, you get a course for free. That's my holiday savings. These courses are amazing. I have spent a lot of time on them. They were like the thing that I did in 2022, and they still hold so much value. Right now, 12 is offered at $11, but in reality, it's a $55 value. And it goes through all 12 zodiac signs, the modes, the elements, and the house that the sign is associated with. And I really break it down. So anybody that's a budding astrologist or wants to just know a little bit more so they can have a little bit of oomph over their friends when they're talking about astrology, this course is for you. It's Not Really Over is my second course. It is dedicated to Fitzpatrick Ralph Boschert, who passed away on June 7th, 2019. And it's also in honor of my 4 grandparents, who are Jack, Beverly, Joe, and Virginia. They're all on the spirit side. And it takes you through a process that is similar to the grieving process. We all know that there's 5 stages of grief. And this course is for people that have just lost a loved one, whether it's a family member or a friend, or let's say it's our lover or it's a pet. This is for you. This course is now $22. I did that in honor of the 22nd anniversary of 9/11. But in reality, it is a $300 course. There's 10 modules in it. The modules range from a minute to 30 minutes. And there's rituals and just bonus material weaved into that course. It's incredible. It's incredible. People that have it love it, absolutely adore it. And the whole course, what it's about is it's about being a friend to somebody that's grieving. Because when we grieve, like I talked about back in 2019 for me, sometimes people that we're friends with or that we're related to, they don't want to talk about it. They can't do the feelings thing. So that's when this course comes in. So you could pick from that course, or you could pick from Rise from the Ashes. That's my third course. And that one is supposed to come after It's Not Really Over. And it's about rebuilding yourself after hard times. Can't get any Scorpio than that. And it really is about exiting toxic work environments, which is a perfect course to have in your back pocket before 2024, because the hiring season is going to come up. As an ex-auditor at KPMG, I know that people close their books on 12/31, and then the budgets roll in on January 1st, and people have the budget to hire you. And look, if you want to do a career pivot, work with me. Get this course in Sagittarius season. Come on, let's go. I mean, this is a $444 course, but I'm offering it now at $33. But if you buy a reading with me, whether it's 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, I also have 45, 75-minute readings. You get one of these 3 courses free. That's it. I enroll you, you log in, you have a password. And this course, Rise from the Ashes, it's 3 modules. The modules range from an hour to 2 hours. And it's a fantastic. It is chef's kiss. It's probably the best course I've made. It's all about rising from the ashes and being the phoenix. And I love it. It is so good. I am on fire in the modules. So, yeah, that would probably be my favorite course that I've ever done. So anyway, this is cool. Like, you can get a free digital course. And look, online self-paced digital learning is not 2020. It's still a thing in 2023. I still do it. That's how I like grow, and that's how I am. I mean, that's how I've gotten to this place today. I utilize in-person healing, Zoom healing, but also like online healing. So book a reading with me, get in my certification program or my mentee program, and get a free class. You won't be sorry. It's definitely worth it. I think you will enjoy it. And it's an opportunity to work with me when you're not face to face with me. So I love doing that with the leaders that I've worked with, whether it's Victoria Washington or Natalia Benson or Rebecca Gordon or Krista Williams or Rising Woman or Dara Dubonnet. I mean, I've taken many online classes, and I love the fact that you can return back to them. Like Crystal Woods, she's a human design coach. I have a course of hers. I can always go back and access it. It's lifetime access. That's amazing. Aliza Kelly also has courses. I mean, it's Sagittarius season. Let's start learning. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. And we're going to exit this like we came in, kind of like how we're going to come into this world alone and we're going to leave alone. We can kind of take that same overarching thing and we're going to apply it to the beginning and the end of Circle of Life support groups. So I'm going to put some more music on, baby, because I do love music. So here we go. We're going to do the same exact song, and I want you to move your body, okay? Thank you so much for joining. I hope you like the replay. Share it with family and friends, and please, please come to the next Circle of Life support group in December. I will let you know when that is going to happen. So keep an eye out on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or get on my email list. Get on my email list. That's where it's at. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Wishing you all the happiest holidays, and I'm here for you if you need anything. All right, thank you.
Strapless bras never fit.